But Mark, let's end the podcast like we always do. And if you're on YouTube, hello. Usually I would say it's great to see your wonderful faces, as this will be the first thing up on Wednesday. However, I don't get to see your faces because you can't see mine. Because since Mark is calling in, I didn't want to switch the phone graphic back and forth for you guys. So you guys just get screen grabs that I took from either ESPN or NFL.com with the games this week as we run through them. But Mark, it is week 12 in the NFL. We've got a slew of games on Thursday as it is Thanksgiving. And we'll start with, to me, the best game of the week. Vikings-Lions in Detroit. Who do you got to open up the Thanksgiving slate?
Yeah, this is an awful game. I hate that I got to watch the Lions every year, and it's even worse when they play someone like the Packers or the Vikings, and I got to hate both teams. There's nobody to cheer for. For me, it's a pretty simple one. I definitely do think that the Lions put up a good fight, and they kind of have to win. I hate to say it, but this is a must-win game for the Lions if they want to try and win the NFC North. They are falling behind fast, and it certainly doesn't help. But to me, this is a clear cut. That Vikings defense, it's just too good. I mean, any chance that this high-powered, Matthew Stafford offense has is gonna just face a brick wall. And if Case Keenum even starts to slightly do poorly, they're gonna put Teddy Bridgewater in there. So, you got two viable quarterback options. You've got an awesome running game that somehow got even better when Dalvin Cook got hurt. Amazing defense. There's no reason why the Vikings lose this game.
Yeah, I'm going with the Vikings as well. You want to know why, though, Mark? Do you really want to know why? Because
you like the Vikings?
I don't know about you, but I am feeling the Thielen so far, and Adam Thielen is going to be huge for the Vikings in this game. Also, I did not mention the Vikings 3-point favorites, -3, and this is a game for sure that if you're asking me, Ricky, you want to take the parlay on this game, I would take the Vikings to win with that line and the over-under at 44.5. I think there's going to be way more than 44.5 points in this game, so I would take Vikings and the over. That's just one that I saw I had to throw out there. But the next game we've got, Mark, the Chargers, the Cowboys. Chargers are a 1-point favorite. Who you got?
Yeah, I think the Chargers are the way to go on this one. Dallas is kind of struggling a little bit right now, understandably, because they just lost one of the most important pieces of their offense. And Dez Bryant, as good as Dez Bryant is as a wide receiver, he is not the elite Dez Bryant he used to be. The defense is not as good as they used to be. Offensive line, it has some injury issues. It's just that everything that made this team such a great, complete team is starting to slowly fall apart throughout this season. So as much as I enjoy Dak Prescott, I'm not going to pick him over Phillip Rivers. He's going to have a lot of trouble with that pass rush from Los Angeles to come at him. So I got to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chargers as well. I thought this might have been one that I was going to sneak past you, that you may go with the Cowboys. But without Zeke, I don't see the Cowboys winning many of these games. I think the Chargers could steal one on Thanksgiving. And then the nightcapper for the Thursday games is the Giants at 2 wins. I'm sorry, Giant fans, for giving you the kiss of death. They play the Redskins. Redskins are 7.5-point favorites. I am going to go with Kirk Cousins, who apparently threw a big bow in Oklahoma City. That's what one of the newspapers said. But Mark, who do you got? The Giants or the Redskins?
So this one I'm gonna surprise some people. I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Really? Really?
I am gonna pick them.
Okay.
I think after this win, I think it's a little bit of a pep in their step. They feel a little rejuvenated. Eli Manning, he knows how to get it done when the lights are on. And I think that they're going to surprise some people. And part of the reason I think that this is going to happen is because things were looking too good for them to get a nice early pick. They lost to San Francisco, so they're ahead of them. And now they kind of ruined things and made it more difficult for them to draft a quarterback early. And I think they're going to continue to do that and ruining their chances. So I'm going to go with the New York Football Giants.
Yeah, and right now I believe the Giants are still in the top 5 for a top 5 draft pick. But yet again, Mark, if they win this week, they would ruin that as, yeah, they're still the 3rd pick because the Denver Broncos went ahead and won a game, and we're at 3 this year. But then we're going into the Sunday games. The first one, we've got the Buccaneers. We've got the Falcons. These two inverted records of each other, 4-6, 6-4. The Falcons are a 9.5-point favorite. I'm going with the Dirty Birds. How about you?
Yeah, if Jameis was there, I'd pick the Bucks. But with Fitzmagic, throwing those magic missiles he's got, I don't think that he can go up against Matt Ryan. I know that the Atlanta Falcons have had their struggles this year, but if they're going to turn it around and they're going to try and make a playoff run, it starts now.
Is that what we're calling it now? The magic missile?
It's pretty. He's a magician. He's a magician out there.
Next one we've got an AFC North matchup: the winless Browns, the 4-6 Bengals. Bengals are 8.5-point favorites. Is this the week the Browns finally get that win?
I thought it would be. Didn't I pick them last week or 2 weeks ago?
You might have.
I'm pretty sure I did, thinking they would get their first win. But today, and by today I mean Sunday, will be the Browns' first win over their divisional opponent, their rival here, the Cincinnati Bengals. I think if they can beat anybody, it's got to be the Bengals.
And it was 2 games ago because that was the Lions game, and you said, hey, you know what? The Lions are going to let them win because the Lions don't want to be, or the Lions do want to be the only 0-16 team. That was your reasoning.
Yeah, you can't share that record.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bengals in this one. I honestly think this Browns team could go 0-16. I don't think that, I was high on them in the offseason, not high on them now. They're going to continue to lose and go 0-11. Moving on, we've got an AFC South matchup. Titans are 3.5-point favorites over the Indianapolis Colts. I am going to go with the Tennessee Titans. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, going with the Titans as well. As much fun as it is to see Jacoby Brissett out there, I love this Titans team. I love everything about them. So they're another one of those teams that needs to kind of make a push for the playoffs. Even though they're in it right now, things change very fast. They got to keep winning, otherwise they might lose that wild card spot.
Well, and this was a Titan team that was on a little bit of a win streak. Started when they beat this same Colts team early on, won 4 straight, but then a big loss to the Steelers. That's why I think they're going to get back on track. And the Colts, they have not been good, only a winner of 1 in their last 4. I'm going to ride the hot hand, and that's why I'm picking Tennessee over them. And then the most interesting game of the week for me, the Bills. Who are they going to start? The Chiefs, a team we just talked about, not kind of down on their own luck right now. The Chiefs are 10-point favorites, and I think in this one, Chiefs get the win. Alex Smith plays better. I think Kareem Hunt has a good game in this one. Chiefs start to get back on track and defeat the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, you're right on with what I'm thinking too. I think this is the enough is enough, and it looks like Andy Reid has started to turn that corner of allowing Kareem Hunt to touch the ball again. So I think they have to turn it around. They have to do it now. The Bills are one of those teams where it looks like everything is in disarray and things are starting to fall apart very fast.
The next one, I'm going to ask an interesting question. We've got the Dolphins. Right. We've got the Patriots. Patriots are a 16-point favorite. I'm picking the Patriots. I think it's laughable if you don't. But for those people that do are going to pick the Dolphins, give me your bet. Even though you're not picking them probably, give me your best case, like this is why the Dolphins win this game. If you had to give me a reason why they beat the Patriots.
If they could if they could beat the Patriots in some world that exists, maybe
Earth 52.
it would really, yeah, it would honestly just be because the Patriots completely underestimate them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really what it would come down to. It would come down to just a very solid, doesn't have to be amazing, but a very solid effort from, I assume, Jay Cutler. I don't know if he's going to be healthy or not, because Matt Moore did have to come in this last game.
Mm-hmm.
But it would just take a very solid dink and dunk kind of effort with a lot of ball control. I mean, that's the only way that this Adam Gase offense can be successful against a Tom Brady out there. They just have to not let Tom Brady be on the field. And then if they can not let Tom Brady get out on the field and just sneak their way past, maybe they can squeeze out the divisional trap game. But, there's no way I see it happening.
Well, let's move on. We've got the 7-win Carolina Panthers going into East Rutherford, New Jersey to play the New York Football Jets. The Panthers 4.5-point favorites. The over-under is at 40. Who do you have in this one? I'm going with the high-powered offense of Carolina. Cam Newton getting this team on track a little bit more. Who do you got? Carolina, New York.
Yeah, you know me, Ricky. I claw up. That's what I do. When
you bolt
Carolina
up
Panthers
and you
are
claw
out there,
up, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, just the simple fact that Cam Newton's decided that he's going to take games over and he's going to be willing to put his body on the line and run the ball himself, that's just kind of rejuvenated the team, lit the fire under him, and they're sparked. They're ready to go.
The next two, I'm going to be honest, are complete blowouts, but I feel like in the next one you're going to give me your best scenario of how this team that's the underdog might get the win. Eagles hosting the Bears, 13.5-point favorites. I'm going with Philly, but Mark, why does Mitch win this game for the Bears?
Well, here's the thing. This team, when they have beat teams, it's been teams that they've had no business beating.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those games where this team has no reason, no right to win this game. Therefore, they will go ahead and do it. They will surprise everybody. But here's an honest thing,
Okay.
Dow Loggins actually is realizing that you can throw the ball every once in a while, and that's okay. No one's going to get upset. No one's going to get mad at you for doing so. So he has decided that maybe Mitch can throw the ball on 1 or 2 first downs in a game. So if he decides that maybe 3 or 4 this time, we might have something. Dontrell Inman has been doing great. He's sitting there, great for a Chicago Bears receiver. But he has really kind of opened things up a little bit. Kendall Wright looks okay. It's not a game they can win if they're going to have to go into a shootout, because they will never have the opportunity to do that. If they can control the time of possession, if they can keep Carson Wentz off the field, they might have an opportunity to do something. Now, fortunately, when Alshon Jeffrey, I miss the guy a lot, but when he plays in Chicago, when he is around the Chicago Bears, a lot of times he gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not calling for the guy's injury. I'm not hoping he gets injured, because I'll always, love Alshon Jeffrey as a wide receiver. But maybe he won't be available. Who knows? That's kind of the only way the Chicago Bears win.
But you're going with the Eagles.
No, I'm going to pick the Bears. Bears
Okay.
Bears are going to win 45-10.
Mark going with the Bears. The next one, though, I think will be another blowout. We've got the Seahawks going into the 49ers. Seahawks, I don't know how they're only 6.5-point favorites. I guess it's because the LOB is the wounded LOB. I'm going with the Seahawks in this one. I think Russell Wilson is still too much for this team in the 49ers to handle. Maybe if Jimmy Garoppolo plays, I'd change my opinion. Who are you going with? The 49ers at home or the Seahawks on the road?
Yeah, what is going on with Jimmy Garoppolo? Why isn't he starting yet? I don't know if they're just hoping that they'll never have to pay him, because if they don't let him start, he might do well.
Why mess up getting the second overall pick? That's what I say. Why mess that up by winning games?
But Jimmy Garoppolo's a free agent this year.
Franchise. I think they're going to franchise tag him. I think they've got that.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised if it happens, and I won't be surprised if it happens. But to me, it just doesn't make sense. You trade for this guy, an okay amount for him, nothing too crazy, and you're not starting him. So I guess they went for the best of both worlds. They still want to tank, but they want to have a quarterback potentially there. If I'm Jimmy, I want to know what he thinks right now. Is he frustrated? Is he sitting there going, what the fuck am I still doing on this bench? But anyways, no. It is the Seattle Seahawks. Easy and done.
And honestly, I don't know why Jimmy would have a problem because he'd be doing the same thing in New England.
He would, but there's a difference between Tom Brady starting in front of you
and C.J. Beathard.
Yeah, where, there's quite a bit of talent difference there.
And I'm looking at an article from, actually, I want to say it's, from this afternoon, 3 hours ago from us recording this podcast, and it says in the headline here on NFL or on Fox Sports goes, 49ers remain in no rush to start Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. So it looks like they're just going to let him. I'm looking right here. Lynch says,
sit and stew.
Yeah, because Lynch says, here's the quote, with all our players, we want to set them up for success, probably none more so than a guy we think has the opportunity to be our franchise guy. We're trying to accelerate the growth, but we don't want to rush it. But it gets a little better and it gets a little more comfortable with each given day. He's working at it extremely hard. That's just basically them saying, hey, you know what? We don't want to get you hurt on a season where we're going nowhere. We'll start you next year.
Yeah, they've accepted the loss.
We'll start you next year.
And I think that's okay. I'm not going to criticize them for that. But if I'm like, I don't know, an Arizona Cardinals or something like that, I'm going to put some secret messages in there that say, hey, we'll start you. We'd be starting you right now. I want to make sure that he knows he's got options because he's a free agent.
Unless they franchise tag him, then he can't go nowhere.
Unless they do. Yeah,
I think that is fully in the cards for them to do that.
I would agree with you on that one, but I'm picking the Seahawks.
Let's move into the afternoon games. Well, actually, that was the start of the afternoon games. Continue on into them. We've got the Broncos. We've got the Raiders. I don't think Paxton Lynch. I think this line now should be more than 5 for the Raiders. I'm going to go with the black and silver to completely light up Paxton Lynch in his debut for this season.
Now, I don't usually do this, but if ever I were to pick a tie, I think it would be this game.
Are you really going to go with the tie?
I'm not going to pick a tie because I don't think you should be allowed to pick a tie. I'm just saying, if it was going to happen, it'd be this game. I don't believe in Paxton Lynch. I think if he was going to win the starting job, he would have done it before now. I mean, he didn't win the starting job. Trevor Siemian lost it. He lost his starting job. A 7th-round pick from the Big Ten football powerhouse that is Northwestern should not beat your first-round pick.
Well, Trevor Siemian lost the job. Then Brock Osweiler claimed another victim at offensive coordinator. Mike McCoy, the latest victim for Brock Osweiler. And then you get Paxton Lynch.
Yeah, that's true. I was not giving credit to Brock the Cock.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
So he does deserve some credit in this whole situation. But I just think, I don't know. I just can't believe in Paxton Lynch. I think that one kind of is being chalked up to a bust for John Elway. But we'll see. I mean, he could totally prove me wrong. Derek Carr was very frustrated in this last game. You could see it if you saw him talking to his coach on the sidelines in that game, where they got nearly shut out. They should have been shut out. They're going to turn it around, though. I mean, that level of frustration, you end up putting the work in to be a better team after a game like that. The Oakland Raiders will win this one.
Next game we've got the Saints we talked about earlier. We've got the Rams. This is an interesting one. Who are you going with? The 8-2 Saints, the 7-3 Rams in LA?
Because it's in LA, I got to go with the Rams. Even though I think that the Saints are a better team, I think the home field advantage is going to be enough to push this LA Rams team over the edge of beating the New Orleans Saints. I definitely believe we'll see a shootout, and it's going to be fun. This is going to be young blood versus old blood here. But I'm going to go with Jared Goff and the LA Rams.
So I'm going to ask you this, because I'm going to go with the Saints, even though I think this could go either way. So the line for the game is Rams -2.5. The over-under is at 53.5. If someone came up to you and said, I'm going to give you a bet, but you have to take this, it's a parlay. You have to take the Rams at -2.5, which you said you'll do, but you have to take the over also at 53.5. Would you do that in this one?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you would take both. You would take that parlay bet.
I would. I would take them both. And here's why.
Okay.
Because this team, these are two high-powered offenses. The Rams have consistently been one of the best, if not the best, scoring offenses in the NFL. And I know they're going up against a really good defense, but this is just going to be one of those shootouts. And those defenses are going to be tired. Both defenses are going to be tired because they're going to be going against teams that know how to score fast. And even though you, like I said, you have that good defense and you have a good running game in New Orleans that could potentially slow things down, I'm expecting just guns blazing. This is a highlight reel type of game. So without a doubt, this game can easily get to, like a 45-40. And I know that doesn't make the bet happen, but I'm just saying, like, this can easily get into the 40s type of game. This is going to be a very close one where it's probably going to be the last team to touch the ball wins.
Then our last three games, we've got Jaguars, we've got Cardinals in Arizona. Jaguars, 4.5-point favorites. I am going to go with this Jaguars team. How about you?
Part of me wants to pick the Jaguars, but I just don't really believe in them that much, even though they keep proving me wrong on it. And I do love this defense. And in my head right now, Ricky, just to let everybody know, I'm trying to convince myself that I should pick the Arizona Cardinals. And I just can't do it. I tried to convince myself that they can win. They can pull up the trap game. They can pull off the upset. But I can't do it. I'm going to go with the Jaguars.
And then for this next one, I actually want to start a petition right now here on the Onside Kick. I feel like this game, the Packers and the Steelers, should not be the Sunday night game this week, that we should start a petition to flex Saints-Rams into the Sunday night game, because I don't think that Packers-Steelers is going to be that good of a game. The Steelers are not the Chicago Bears. Brett Hundley loses again. Packers go 5-6. Steelers win, being the 2-touchdown favorite.
I agree. It will not be a good game for Brett Hundley.
Then our last one, we've got the Texans in Baltimore to play the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are a 1-touchdown favorite. Who do you got, Mark?
I gotta agree on this one. I'm gonna go with the Ravens. If Deshaun Watson was there, it's a whole different story, and then I'm going to easily take Deshaun Watson. But if he's not going to be out on the field because he's hurt, then obviously I got to go with the Ravens.
And really, you're reading my mind because I didn't make a pick, but I'm going to go with the Ravens in that one. You agreed with nobody, but apparently Mark has developed how to read minds here on the Onside Kick.
I agreed with the line.
Okay. I thought you were agreeing with me. I was like, in my head, I'm like, I thought about it, but I didn't really say it. So, Mark, the mind reader here on the Onside Kick. But that is going to do it here for the Onside Kick here on Most Valuable Podcast. Before I get into my normal spiel here at the end, a very special housekeeping for you guys as it is Thanksgiving here in the States. Want to just say, hey, we're thankful here at MVP for all you guys out there, all of our fans, for watching the videos on YouTube, for checking us out on Blog Talk Radio, for hitting us up on Twitter, commenting in the comment section, letting us know what you guys think. We wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Just wanted to let you guys know that we're thankful for you guys. We're thankful for the support of you guys, our fans. Now into the normal housekeeping, patreon.com/most valuable podcast. If you haven't checked it out, link down below in the description. If you can, help out the channel. We'd really appreciate it. Also, if you want to, you should. 5-star rating on iTunes would really help us out also. Onside Kick, Fast Break, the Primetime Podcast, Rick and Johnny Podcast. Give us that 5-star rating. I want to thank you guys for checking out the podcast this week. Mark will hopefully be back in the studio next week, and we'll be back with more football topics. But as always, have a good day, everybody.